Okay, so nearly around 6 months have passed since the Civilization 5, no, 7, not 5, 6 Rise and Fall expansion has passed, and Civ 5 is still more popular than Civ 6. Even games like Terraria is like now 7 years old, that's more popular than Civ 6. Why do people hate Civ 6 so much? I don't have the game at all, Civ 6 at 5. More people play TF2, which that's even an older game. That's like 10 years old now. Team Fortress 2, I think, came out in 2008. No, that was the Xbox version. 2007. People really will play games for like 10 to 15 years. But Civilization 5 came out in 2010. It's 8 years old already, and more people are playing that over Civ 6. Some people are going to say, oh, Civ 4 is the best Civilization. But I don't see it on here. That's because most people buy on the retail. Number 1, mods. Civilization 5 has way more mods than Civilization 6. People have an easier time making mods for Civilization 6, not 6, 5 over 6. There's still a steady upload of modded civs you can play. There's still a few new modded civs to play every month, so you won't ever run out of content and modded maps as well to play on. Some of these maps are pretty huge, which can take you around 10 to 15 days to complete one map if you're willing to wait for it. But Civ 6, it does have a steady amount of civs, but less people are uploading mods to it. And also Civ 5 also ignores fan requests. The last developer update for Civ 6 was 4 months ago. 4 months ago. Literally 4 months ago. The developers, I think, abandoned Civ 6, okay? I have a feeling that they did. They had, for all of last year, they had constant updates on the game and on the DLC and stuff. What? Civ 6 had mixed opinions among Civilization players. They had mixed opinions. Mixed opinions among Civilization players. The game had mixed opinions, of course. Civ 6 at once had 161,000 players, which is a lot of people playing one game. One game is a lot of people. That's a lot of people playing 166, but it declined relatively fast. Of course, the major YouTube channels, of course, switched to Civ 6 because that was a more relevant game, and probably won't ever play Civ 5 again. But a lot of people don't want to play Civ 6. A lot of the casual players still don't want to play number 6. I can understand people not having money, but this is 2 years later. 2 years later, and it's still more people holding on to Civ 5 because games cost money. They're not free. And also, like every major holiday Steam sale, Civ 5 is usually on sale for like $10, so you can get that easily, and Civ 6 still costs more. That's also a possible reason, but that still isn't the reason why. Probably because people still play Team Fortress 2, people still play. It's the people who still play the game, who have been playing the game for a long time. It's because the developers don't listen to what people actually want. There have been hundreds of people asking for better AI. AI that will actually compete against you. AI that will compete against you. Civ 5 also suffered a similar problem, but it's not as obvious as Civ 6. The AI are kind of like passive. Even if you take like multiple capitals, they're like very passive AI. They're not really evil. They don't really try to declare war on you. Most people have to get like mods for the AI to actually be a bit aggressive. Of course, if you play on higher difficulty, the AI will be more aggressive because most of the Let's Play people who played this game, when Civ's declared war on them, they'll play on like deity difficulty. But on normal difficulty, the AI, like on standard Prince difficulty, the AI does nothing. Like the standard difficulty, the AI really is like doesn't really want to do anything. They just sit down with the like 6 cities and then they do nothing. The AI don't give you a challenge. Even players are saying they can get through 100 turns of deity, and once you get past those 100 turns when the AI declare warn you, it's really like the easiest game you could ever play. And then what the developers are more concerned about is adding more turtles and actually fixing the AI, fixing all the problems people have with the game, said they had with the game, and fixing everything that people asked. Adding random civs that nobody wants to play as, like Georgia. People have been asking for Byzantium, the Ottomans, Austrians, the Siamese Empire, other like civs to return from Civ 5. People have been asking for those three civs specifically. And the Incas as well. People have been asking for the Incas. People have been asking for the Ottomans, the Byzantines, and the Austrians. Those 4 big civs, and the Mayans as well. Those 5 civs people have been asking for multiple times. But we have to add Georgia. And other civs before they are added, people have been asking, where's the Zulus? Where's Mongolia? Where are they? They're not even in the game. Because they're too worried about adding civs that no one really cares about. Is anyone gonna play? I know the Kree is one of the most downloaded Civ 5 mods on the Civ 5 workshop, but does anyone really want to play as Mapuche, Georgians, another India? We don't need 2 Indias, okay? We don't need 2 Indias. We need unique civs, okay? Unique civs. You can, instead of giving us 2 Indias, 2 free Greeces. Yes, we have free Greeces. Macedon is Greece. Give us Byzantium or something else other than free Greeces, okay? No one wants no one wants free Greeces. No one wants that, okay? No, people want the Ottomans. And then you can add some of these lesser-known countries, these lesser-known tribes, these lesser-known civilizations, and like the New World, Africa, Europe, Asia. Add what people want. It's like in Smash Ultimate, Nintendo's finally decided to listen to, okay, fine, we'll add Ridley, fine, we'll add King K. Rool, we'll add Dark Samus, and all these characters people have been requesting for years on years. Civilization is not as bad, when it comes to adding civs, it's not as bad as adding characters that people have been wanting for years in Smash Brothers. But Civilization, they haven't had an update for 4 months. Watch, that was like an update tomorrow. They finally decided to say, there's more civs coming. Like the Rise and Fall expansion pack, people, they weren't interested. Even when the Rise and Fall only increased the popularity of Civ 6 for a little bit. It had a 74,000 player peak. Civ 5 had a 27k player peak. And then we have the weirder choices of Civ 5. It's not 5, 6. We had this unknown person for France that nobody knows about. We could have had Napoleon, one of the most famous French leaders in history. I don't really know that much about the tribal leaders and Brazilians. The American leader is fine. Roosevelt, he's one of the most famous American presidents anyways. Britain, we could have kept Elizabeth. I don't know why we had to get this other I don't know who this other person is. I don't know much about Russian leaders and, of course, Norwegian leaders, or Chinese dynasty leaders, or Japanese, but you're adding leaders that, or adding Nubia. Nobody knows where Nubia is. Nobody cares about Nubia. No one says, oh yeah, well, we want Nubia in our game. What about Ethiopia? What about some of the more famous places in Africa, like the Boers or the Zulus, which they finally added them in the game? I know we're supposed to know more about lesser-known countries, lesser-known civilizations, which we kind of do need more of, but Nubia's leader, we don't need this fat person. We could have had some good character, good-looking person. We don't need this fat person leading the country, which turns out for a lot of people wanting to play Nubia, because not everybody likes fat people. Not everybody, especially Japanese people and Asian people, not a lot of people really like fat people. It's like Civilization 6 is trying to force some agenda, and it's not funny either. The Georgian leader doesn't even look like from someone from Georgia. It looks like someone from Mexico or the Middle East. Doesn't look like someone from the Caucasus region. It's like, why? Why would he do this? People have been complaining in the comments too, or Korea. I don't know anything about Korean leaders. Like Civ 6, they have a lot of female leaders. Like, have you noticed it? Like, half of the leaders are female leaders. The only leaders are like the iconic character people from history, but most of it are female leaders that really, like, this is what we don't need, this diversity in our civilization. Let's give us the most famous leaders, unless they are female, like the British leaders, the leader from Britain, Queen Victoria, Queen Elizabeth. But give us like the most recognizable leader from each country. And the most recognizable leader is like a queen or someone, then yes, you can put them as your leader. And then we'll talk about irrelevant civs that no one wants. Did anyone ask for Australia, or Georgia, or the Mapuche, or the Cree? I think the Cree was a civ that no one was expecting. People were asking for Canada, and that's probably the closest way they'll get to Canada. But did anyone really ask for the Mapuche? Everybody was asking for the Incas. No one said we want the Mapuche as a playable civilization. People were asking like, hey, we want the Incas in the game. We want them in the game. The South America isn't really that known for civilization. Or we could have, and then we had Australia. Why do we need Australia as a playable civ? There are mods for Australia, but why exactly do we need Australia? Or the worst one, Georgia. Okay, what? Nobody really knows what Georgia is. And let's talk about the American state. But nobody knows what the country of Georgia really is. Nobody knows about this country. Or Nubia. Nobody knows what the hell Nubia is. Khmer people will probably know that's Cambodia. People know what Indonesia is. People know Mongolia, Korea, Japan, China, European countries. People know all them out. Or we don't need 3 Greeces and 2 Indias. We do not need 2 Indias, okay? We need 1 India, we need 1 Greece, and that's all. We don't need... Macedon could be fine as Alexander, but we don't need 3 freaking Greeces. Instead of putting 3 freaking Greeces, he could have put the Ottomans, he could have put Morocco, he could have added in the Sassoni, the Uruguay, and all those guys from North America. Could have added Canada. No, we have to have 3 Greeces. That's why no one likes Civilization 6. We don't need 2 Indias. We could have added any other civ besides 2 Indias. We could have added Nepal, another Indian dynasty. No, it has to be India. Could have added like another Indian dynasty. Say, oh, this is previous India. This is what India used to be called. No. We have to have it. Has to be in India. It has to be called India. We can't call it Maurya or anything else. We can't. So that's probably why Civilization 5 is more popular than Civilization 6, and we'll probably stay that for the rest of eternity until Civ 7 comes out, and it becomes a massive disappointment as well.